Dude, that's like not driving the pre. Like that's okay. When I'm recording screaming vocals, that's my main tool. Is the input gain.
Yeah. Why is that? So explain that.
Just for harmonic, just like for saturation, stressor.
And what mic?
SM7.
Yeah.
Always.
Yep.
But the preamp distortion is not only is an imperative to the tone, because it gets excitement out of the SM7, which is an inherently boring mic, but it also flattens out the performance because now I've got distortion, which is acting like compression.
Yes. Distortion is clipping shit.
Drums are the same.
Yeah.
Like if you clip your snare drum on the way in, fucking sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
And you get this nice, like sausagey, like transient.
It's almost like compression for free without a compressor.
Yeah.
What am I doing? Let's go. All right. Coffee, water. Been listening to some Blink?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
What's made you listen to Blink?
No, it just came up on your screen, so I clicked on it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, no, I haven't been listening to Blink at all.
Oh, dude, I've been listening to them lately. I've been listening to a lot of old school punk and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so this video, the world's been burning.
Yeah.
And where's Mitta been hiding? Under a rock.
Yeah, I've just been under a rock for weeks. Dude, I just checked the chat. I'm 65 messages, like I haven't seen the last 65 exchanges between like all of us, like the audio chat.
Oh, with Tom?
Yeah, I've just been fucking off like.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, no.
I get it.
We're capturing everything right now?
Yeah, we're going, we're rolling, man. Dude.
Yes.
Awesome. We're coming from my studio, DIY Rec. The DIY recording studio. Just another one in here. We're going to be doing some special stuff. But Mitta has been away from the internet for a few days, which is kind of funny because it's been blowing up because of this preamp bloody debacle.
What did you say? So you said, you sent me the video and said, "Don't watch this. We'll talk
about it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
So
So I've already done a reply on my channel.
I've seen all the Facebook posts and all that, like people losing it. I was looking at Rick O'Neill. You know Rick O'Neill from Turtle Rock Mastering?
Yeah.
I was looking at his take on it and what people were saying on that, and very interesting. I have no idea what it's about. I think actually Lachlan also messaged me. For like I said, this is interesting. I'm keen to hear your thoughts on it. Yeah. So that's all I know.
Yeah. So this is live react for Mitta.
Yeah.
Let's find this fucking video.
Oh man, it's just such a rabbit hole. I could watch all of these YouTube videos and
look at the algorithm working. It's
know,
magic for me.
Yeah.
Jim Lill. So have you ever seen any Jim Lill videos?
Nah.
Before?
Don't know who he is.
Yeah. So
wait, that guy.
This guy.
Yeah. Oh, have we talked about him before?
Yeah,
he did the guitar. Yeah, that's
and
right.
The microphone stuff and that. Yeah. And look, like everyone's been like debating some of this stuff. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not going to say anything else.
Okay. Cool.
Let's just go.
Let's have a look.
Let's raw dog this baby and fucking see what Mitta thinks.
This is a story about how I, my friends, my heroes, and everyone else was completely, embarrassingly wrong about one very important thing about why microphone preamps sound like they do. Because nobody would do these tests.
Fuck, I'm worried.
My name is Jim.
I'm already feeling it.
You might know me as this guy. And look at these huge consoles! They're so cool and rare, and they were used to make my favorite music.
I just mixed a song that was recorded at Ocean Way Studios.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, just side note.
Did ya?
Yeah.
Does it sound amazing?
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
My favorite engineers have told me how the preamps and Neve consoles are warm and fat, and the preamps and API consoles are fast and snappy. So to get those sounds, all I had to do was buy a few of each type, and oh my god. Wait, really? 4,000? That's not even vintage.
Jesus.
What do you think about him showing the most expensive preamps available?
Yeah, like just rage bait.
Yeah.
Just immediately, it's just like, oh, you need the fucking the $8,000 Neve or the vintage. And he said, what? It's not even vintage. I'm like, who has access to vintage Neves?
Yeah. So like the biggest comment I kept getting on my channel was, why would I spend $5,000 on a Neve?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't spend $5,000 on a Neve.
No one does.
You know what I mean? No one is.
No.
Right? So like that automatically, like I was like, wait a second, like there's super affordable preamps out there from all the kinds of companies that I've dealt with, the DIY-RE.
Yeah.
That's the best Neve on the market as a clone.
Okay, well,
it's $400.
So like I've worked in a commercial studio for the last 10, 15 years. I've recorded in a couple in LA. I've been to the TAFE ones, the uni ones, blah blah blah. I don't think I've ever been in a studio that has actual vintage Neves.
Yeah, they're all BAEs.
Yeah, exactly. They're like they're reissues, they're clones, they're like they're the AMS or whatever.
Yeah.
Even Steve Everett's like, arguably one of the best out there. He's like his flagship pre was the Chandler LTD one. I have one of those.
Yep.
It's not a crazy like price thing. There's no.
But there's good pre's like sub $1,000.
Absolutely.
Like.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That burnt me pretty quick.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck, man?
Yep.
Anyway.
And as fate would have it, one day I saw a racked Neve 31105 preamp and EQ module from a 1970s Neve 8078 console come up for sale, ready to plug in and play. And I made the most expensive purchase of my life so far, trading 6 months.
Don't you think they look like shit when they're like that? Like a single preamp racked in a 4RU.
Yes.
I fucking hate it.
Doesn't look as sexy.
I hate it.
I was red for this preamp because I needed to know what this tone was. And I loved it.
Wonder what he paid for it.
He says.
Oh, he does? Okay. I forgot it's on 1.225. I'm like, what a weapon! Yeah.
He can play.
Yeah, I'm sure he can play.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
And they sounded the same. So I tried playing into every preamp I had.
Your favorite?
This video will be very different.
I will say that there's some sources that do sound the same through multiple preamps.
Yep.
So like, if...
A tight twingy guitar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like a guitar DI, if you're
Yeah.
not driving it, sounds the same through most
so
things.
One of the biggest things that people brought up online, right, was this. Have a look at his gain staging.
Yeah, it's a 0 minus.
He's cheating.
Fucking, yeah.
So he's already cheating the test.
That's not what you're using it for.
Yeah, so put it back here.
Yeah.
He's already cheating the test. He's not driving any of it.
No.
His impedance is set to standard, which is fine, but you can change that, whatever.
But you're buying a 1073 for the saturation.
Yeah, and he's split it, so he's actually playing guitar, maybe direct, but it's like line, he's on mic, so is there a microphone?
He'd have to be using that 57 in front of that.
Yeah.
It sounded just like the start of the video.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. But anyway.
That is a valid point to note.
Yeah. And that's the first part that people got outraged, was that he's cranking this output on the Vintex, but no out, and it's like, that's deliberate, right? But we'll get more into that in a second.
All right.
This video will be very different. With guitars and amps and microphones, I knew they sounded different and I wanted to find out why. With preamps, it kind of seems like they all sound the same, and it is extremely important to me that I find out when they don't, because 6 months of rent hangs in the balance.
6 months of rent.
Request for the missing preamp tone.
I think it was like 5,000.
Okay, one reason the internet says I might not have heard the difference between real deal vintage Neve and garbage is because electric guitars have limited bandwidth. They do not cover the full frequency spectrum that humans can hear. That's true. Okay, that's not it. So the internet says it might be hard for me to hear the difference on an individual track, but it's easy to hear the difference in preamps when every track is recorded through either something great or something crappy. Because
That's our argument.
Builds up across the mix.
Yep.
That sounds like it might be right. It's just that nobody with the time to do that has ever had the ability to do it well, and nobody with the ability has ever had the time. Until now, I'll take the bullet and be that guy. I recorded an entire mix, one mic at a time, with that mic split out to both the Neve and the garbage.
What do you think about him saying that no one's ever done these tests before, so he's going to be the guy to do these tests for the first time?
People have done the test before.
Yeah.
I've seen them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all have.
Yeah.
My whole channel's dedicated to the
Yeah,
shootouts. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, that's when I was watching this and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hey, I've done those tests,
Yep.
and I know other audio engineers have done those tests, and we test them just by using them every day.
Yep.
We're always listening to what something's doing.
Yeah.
We're not listening with blinkers on.
Is he just speaking to a lack of like YouTube videos that are on like?
Yeah, or
is that what
he couldn't find them, or whatever, or didn't do the right research.
No, you and Tom have sent me them before. Like,
Yeah.
listen to this. Like, someone.
Yeah,
like,
shootouts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, direct shootouts of
Yeah.
things. Yeah. And so have heaps of people.
Yep.
And obviously, anyone who owns a studio, they might not be making YouTube content about it, but they've done it.
Yes.
And what about the engineers that build the preamps?
Yes.
Are they doing the tests?
Yeah.
Are they seeing what it is? You know what I mean? There's a whole debate
Yep.
about it. It's pretty wild.
I just need you
We might need to slow this back down.
Okay, yeah, go for it. I do like that he's looped that 2 seconds of that. Like, that's what I want to hear. When I hear comparisons, I want to hear the exact same moments.
Yeah.
I do like that, yeah.
Because a lot of people had a problem with that.
No, I like that. Yeah.
But that said, he loops an interesting part where the cymbals aren't getting smashed.
Sure, yep.
Right?
Okay.
The part for me, I can hear it on the cymbals.
Yeah. Does B sound darker to you?
Darker.
Yeah.
Right? It's very obvious in the cymbals. Like, sitting in this room,
Yeah.
it's very obvious in the cymbals.
Yeah.
B's darker
Yep.
on those cymbals, and A is brighter on the cymbals.
That's
Whatever's happening there.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
But he very strategically cuts on the cymbals, and later on is like negating, like if you watch.
Okay. I hear more low end too.
I feel like it's strategic.
Well,
what he's done.
I didn't know he built a preamp character, but the internet says, oh, no, this mix is too busy and commercial. The preamp's character shines through on more delicate music. Okay, I can give that a shot.
I do like how he's addressing all the the silly things people say.
Yeah.
I hear more difference when it's sped up. I can hear like
The low end.
yes, yeah. It's fuller, smoother in the top.
Well, let's listen to the speed up. Because that is interesting.
Yeah, totally. It's not huge, but I hear the difference.
Yeah.
Okay, I can give that a shot.
Okay.
I just need you and a car to run. I just need you and a car to run.
Yeah, the lows.
You and a car to run.
There's less high-end detail
I
in the
just
second
need,
one.
I just need you and a car to run.
Music. But I don't even listen to that kind of music.
Oh, fucking hell.
Preamps with heavy music. But I don't even listen to that kind of music.
That's huge. I don't necessarily like B more than A, but there's different.
Finding the
Yeah.
missing preamp sound.
Yeah.
So the internet says maybe my examples just aren't the right examples, and I need to be more scientific. Okay, I can do that.
Sort of
I can use room EQ
pink
as an
noise
extended
or-
sweep of every frequency
Yeah.
humans can hear through each. So let's look at a graph of a Royer 121 ribbon mic, which is warm, compared to a Shure SM57, which is not warm. Okay, cool. The Royer has about 9 dB less energy up here and 9 dB more energy down here. So maybe the warm Neve has something that looks kind of like this when compared to the garbage preamp. And they're the same. They're within a quarter of a dB from 20 hertz.
They're not the same. So like, just off that alone, so let's talk about that graph, right? That graph is what you kind of hear.
Yeah, if you showed me this and said, hey, I've got two microphones, here's one, here's the other, I'm like, oh, that's different.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh,
If you look at like the measurements here and stuff, like it's he's saying +1, you know, whatever.
it's interesting that the Focusrite Pre has more low end.
Low, they're just linear.
Yeah.
It's a linearity. It's what the scale is though, because 20, this might be like 50 hertz or something here.
Do we not know? Oh, here we go. Yep, so there's 200. That's 100.
But
Yeah,
hey,
100,
maybe
yeah.
a dB
Yeah.
is a lot, and that might mean half a dB is something.
Fuck yeah, it is.
And a quarter of a dB is almost more than half a dB. So what if
It's a
that
quarter of a
is
dB
making a
also.
difference? So I dialed in an EQ to make.
I hear what you're saying about the strategic point in the song now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he cuts it so you don't hear the full ring out of a cymbal,
Yeah.
where you're going to hear the high detail.
There's
there's not. He's picking a part where you're not in the lows of the song as well.
There's
to hear the
also-
low frequency
There's an
build up.
acoustic guitar transient that sounds quite different at the very start of it, and then he doesn't play that again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like it's all very strategic to prove a point, and this is kind of, as we go through, you might see it's a lot like that, and so people—that's the problem.
Okay,
People start.
okay,
So it's an entertaining video. I think
yeah.
I think his video content is fucking amazing.
Yep.
He's an entertaining dude. He tells a good story. If you want to go make a documentary about shit, this guy would fucking kill it.
Yep.
But We'll get more.
Yeah, okay.
We'll keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
I'm gonna hit show results.
Okay, so this is something no one has brought up yet either. He is splitting and going into a UAD as well. And so, actually, some people did go, what converters? How are you exactly splitting it? He said he did a Y split.
Right.
So there's doing any tests with this, like when you Y split, you fuck up the impedance. And then it doesn't couple the same way to the preamp, so it can make it really murky on whether it's giving you the right
It changes
results.
the impedance, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Because you're splitting this level.
Oh, of course. Yeah, okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, man. So there's problems with the testing, right? Heaps. We can skip that A/B shit.
Yeah.
Geez, maybe I'm just not as talented or accomplished a listener, and I simply can't hear the compression that Neve preamps have.
Maybe you're not using it.
Don't.
The right way.
Yeah, because he's not
have to listen for
pushing the front end, so you're not going to hear the compression.
So something cool about this, right? That preamp there, Tom knows that preamp, and other people know that preamp. It's not a 1073.
No.
It's not. It's cleaner.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
it's an AB type of amplification, which is cleaner. It's not using transformers necessarily to saturate the same way.
Okay.
But the way that Class A preamp, it goes to transistor, and then as you push it harder, it will saturate more.
Right, yep.
So the whole point of an AB preamp like that
Yep.
is that it won't get as dirty. It'll stay
Right.
cleaner.
Right,
So
right.
he's chosen a Neve that's clean.
Yes,
And then
okay.
he's also not driving
Yeah,
it
yeah,
into
yeah.
any saturation
Yeah, yeah,
either.
yeah.
And that's where everyone started to
Yep.
kind of go, hang on a second.
Yep.
And then all of your pre's that you quickly demoed at the beginning, like your Vintech,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
a
yeah.
Neve,
Yeah.
you didn't drive that
No,
either.
No.
You know?
If I took every single one of my guitar amps and I've had all them on the clean channel and I put like the lowest amount of gain, I
They'll
bet
all
you
sound
they
the
all
same.
sound pretty much the same.
People have done that test as well. And he's done that test, I think, too.
Yeah,
and that
right.
is the thing, right? Like, if you're not pushing them, you don't get the saturation. And so you don't hear the differences. Yeah. It's like one of those funny things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This out. This is a step.
Dubious.
Levels into a piece of gear and plots what it gets back. This perfectly diagonal line. In order to hear Neve distortion, you'd have to crank the input gain past normal and then turn down the fader on the console to at least negative 5.3 dB, which isn't what happens. Every engineer I know tracks with the faders at unity or 0, and they set the preamp gain so the converters don't clip.
What? What did he just say? what did he say then?
I'll take it back. This is the big one. This is the one.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the bit
Yeah.
that blew up the internet. This is the big one. This is the big bit. Besides like taking a clean Neve and all that,
yeah.
he also skipped over like the way he was saturating earlier on and stuff. But whatever. And then tried to hide what is really going on with just facts about how voltages work. But let's take it back to that point.
And long before you got any of the vintage British warm, discrete, warm Neve distortion, you have to crank the input gain past normal and then turn down the fader on the console to at least negative 5.3 dB, which isn't what happens. Every engineer I know tracks with the faders at unity or 0, and they set the preamp gain so the converters don't clip.
Every engineer.
She's saying no one cranks the preamp up and trims them down, the input stage up, and trims.
That's just not correct.
No, it's exactly not correct.
Yeah, that's just not true.
Yeah. So
That's-
he's saying no one. He said all anyone does is push a fader up to 0
Yeah.
and then apply the appropriate amount of gain.
Maybe in Nashville,
Yeah,
like I
maybe
don't-
if
I
you're
don't
doing
know.
clean recording, right?
maybe if you're recording
doing-
country and you want everything super clean,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
maybe.
Maybe,
Like,
yeah.
I don't buy preamps that don't have an output trim.
Yeah.
I sold all my pre's that don't have output trims
Yeah.
because I'm not interested.
Famously, the API, everyone hates the 312 API because it has no trim.
512.
The 512.
No-
yeah,
no
yeah.
trim.
Yeah, and then so Cappy made ones with trims.
Yeah.
And now Cappy sells
Yeah.
more preamps than probably API.
Yeah.
Because they have trims on them.
Yeah.
And they're more usable.
Yeah. I got rid of all my pre's that don't have output trims
Yeah,
because
because
I
it's
do
useless.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. So he basically says that it became this whole discussion, right? Gain up, fader down. Is that a thing? And it's like, of course it's a thing. We all do it.
Yeah.
And
Fuck
that-
yeah.
Because that's where you get your saturation.
Yes. Oh God, keep going. You fucking ruining my
Embrace
day,
the
bro.
rage.
Yeah,
Embrace the
I was
rage.
in a good mood before I got here.
Yeah. Yeah. So he shows footage of a session.
Objectively.
That
Without
guy.
zero.
Every single time in the past, present, or future that an engineer has ever tracked through a Neve with no converters clipping and faders at unity, it is not possible for there to ever be or have ever been Neve distortion. That means distortion cannot be an ingredient of the Neve sound.
What?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he says, basically, because the sessions he was in at Nashville
Yeah.
weren't saturated, no other session in the world has ever been saturated with a Neve
I need to
console.
listen to that.
Yeah, I know. It's a big inference.
Yeah.
And mathematically, objectively, every single time in the past, present, or future that an engineer has ever tracked through a Neve with no converters clipping and faders at unity, it is not possible for there to ever be or
Yeah, if your faders are at unity, like
have ever been
the-
Neve distortion. That means distortion cannot be an ingredient of the Neve sound.
But he's basically saying no one distorts their Neves.
but that
So all they're doing is running them clean, because what he's trying to say is if you did distort the Neve, he's not thinking about trim, right? Trimming it down on a preamp. Like my Neves all have trims, right?
Yep.
10 dB trim or whatever, depending on the preamp, because you can design them differently. Like the trim on the Sound Sculptors is different to the 73P.
Okay.
Stuff like that,
Yep.
right? Whatever, it doesn't matter. But they have trims on them,
Yeah.
and you can turn them down.
yes.
Some will turn down only at 10 dB, some will turn down to
Infinite.
0.
Yeah.
Right, whatever.
Yeah.
But he's saying no one does that. No one drives them and then trims down. They have the faders at 0. So then because the studio he went to did that, no one's ever distorted a preamp.
I did it yesterday.
Yeah. Do it every day. Do it every time I record. It's like, what are you talking about, dude? And like heaps. So I'm literally in the middle of doing a project. I can't say too much about it yet, but it's a famous record. It's to do with some people that did a famous record by an American producer, one of the biggest albums selling of all time. And he literally says he used an API console.
Yeah.
And by the time they got the tapes back, they were not getting the vibe anymore because the tapes were sounding dead.
Yeah, right.
And so they cranked the API pre's and put pads on them.
Right,
They
right.
put pads on them and cranked the
more
shit out of them
distortion.
to get some saturation. And they're like, oh, all of a sudden it sounded good. And that's the sound of this record. And this record is famous as fuck.
Yeah.
It's a big one.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, what are you talking about? Fucking Glyn Johns famously distorts, he says, like, drive the Neve pre's.
Yeah.
Like, it's on so many records.
I don't
It's
know,
like,
man.
What are
Like
you talking about?
this, like
There's a time to record clean, right?
yeah, absolutely. But this guy's also said a bunch of times, like, I'm only a performer, I don't know what I'm talking about, essentially.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then goes on to say, this never happens.
Yeah.
Which one is it?
Yeah.
Do you not know what you're talking about? Or does this
Yeah.
never happen? Like,
Yeah.
that's like not driving the pre, like that's, when I'm recording screaming vocals, that's my main tool, is the input gain.
Yeah,
Is
why
like,
is that? So explain that.
Just
Like,
for harmonic, just like for saturation.
Yeah.
Because I want to excite the vocal.
Like, I know what your chain would be, but maybe explain it for anyone watching.
Oh, well, so lately it's usually just a 1073 style into 1176.
Yep.
I used to use a distressor.
And what mic?
SM7.
Yep.
Always.
Yep.
I used to use a distressor, but the way my thing is set up, it's just, I can't put it in the chain, so I don't.
Okay.
If I could put it in the chain, I would put it first, and then I put the 1176. But lately, I've been doing 1176 stay level.
Yeah, nice.
Which is, you know,
Yeah,
like that
the
classic
same thing.
LA2A
Yeah,
kind of
lovely.
thing.
Yeah, squash that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the preamp distortion is not only is an imperative to the tone, because it gets excitement out of the SM7, which is an inherently boring mic, but it also, it flattens out the performance, because now I've got distortion, which is acting like compression.
Yes.
You know, which is, like it's flattening.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone that's watching, go home, record a guitar, clean, and then record a guitar with distortion on it. It becomes a sausage. Like, it clips. Distortion is clipping shit.
Drums are the same.
Yeah.
Like, if you clip your snare drum on the way in,
Yeah.
fucking sounds fantastic.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
get this nice, like, sausagey,
Yeah.
like,
It's
transient.
it's almost like compression for free without a
is.
compressor
Yeah.
in tracking.
Yep.
And like, for me, the most eye-opening moment of what a preamp does was when I first built my Neve clones and I recorded kick and snare.
Yeah.
And I played them and I saturated them.
Yeah.
And I was like, these are less spiky.
Yeah.
And they're more even.
Yes.
And I was like, oh,
Yep.
I get it now.
Yeah.
That's why you do that.
100%.
And it adds harmonics and sounds cool.
If you give me, like, a cheap Focusrite interface and I crank those pre's, it's going to sound like shit.
Yeah. Especially with the 7B.
Dude, of course.
A focus, you need a cloud lifter.
Yeah.
Just so everyone knows, a cloud lifter exists because shitty preamps exist that don't have enough clean headroom.
Yeah.
A lot of the time.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's other reasons as well, Ruben mics, whatever the fuck. But, like, it's so people can use cheaper interfaces than a 7B.
This
Like-
is so silly that I can't even wrap my head around an argument against it, because it's just like, it's just wrong.
Yeah.
You're just not right. Like,
yeah. It's not how albums are made.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I have to crank the gain and turn down the output so I can get the Neve sound. What?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
How is it possible that you got that from what I was saying? Because that's how you get the Neve distortion. I want the special distortion. So I just found out that in all normal cases...
Okay, I also want to add that the thing I mixed from Ocean Way Studios was it was a classical, it was an orchestra to go on top of a band recording.
Yep.
But it was an orchestra, everything was super clean. Everything was like...
Yeah.
Like it...
Yeah. Right tool for the job, right?
Yeah.
Like you're going to either use a clean preamp or a preamp that can be clean at low gain settings.
Yes.
To get a cleaner recording.
Yeah, totally.
Because in an orchestral thing or certain large ensembles, you need clean. But clean's boring.
Yeah, and
Clean's fucking boring. Like, because you know what's funny? I get all these comments, right, and then people are like, "Oh, just make music. Stop worrying about it." Blah blah blah. Everyone's carrying on, and it's like, but me getting on a dial and cranking it and getting a vibe and getting saturation is part of making music and getting a vibe and making cool shit. You know what's boring? Clean preamps. You know what's mad? Distortion on shit. All the time. And also, the whole reason, like, because other people then went, oh, but back in the day when they were recording to tape, they didn't do that because the tape would saturate. And it's like, yep, cool. But now we're recording digital and we want some of that fucking saturation back. So we do it through the preamps, or we do it through whatever. Plug-ins sometimes, pedals, whatever. But we do it, and he's wrong.
Definitely. Definitely.
It's wild to me. And like the other question, I'm going to address it. I'm going to do a follow-up video. But the other question I'm going to address, people carry on and go, I can just do it with a plug-in.
No, you can't. Not like that. Not the saturation, not the vibe you get from hardware. No, you can't.
Well, my argument as well is in tracking, you can't. Not while you're tracking.
No, probably not. Like, you can have plugins on if you wanted to.
Yeah, but you have latency and you have weird issues.
Not if you have a UAD, man.
But then my converters are shit and everything sounds nasty. Right? It sounds like and then everything just sounds like I put it through a 2i2. So it's that thing, right? And it's just like, he's extrapolating these huge things from these small inferences and like saying absolutisms like, that was never done. It's like, come on, man. That's just a lie. You know, of course it's been done. Of course it's been done.
Is his problem with saturation and distortion? Is that like, is he just anti that on the way in?
Some people are.
I know some people are.
Yeah.
But do you think that's where he's coming from?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Like, I know other YouTubers, particularly, that are very much of that ilk, and it's like, that's okay, you do you, and I'll do me, and I'll make records my way.
People mix in the box as well. I'm not doing it, but people do it.
Yeah, and it's infinitely easier to mix in the box when it's tracked properly through good gear.
Oh, yeah. That's the fucking Shep's argument, isn't it? It's like, oh, you don't need to use anything on the way in. I'm like, that's great. If shit's been tracked properly and it's been done great, well, maybe you don't need to do that. But okay, there's more of this shit.
Gear over the reality that you've likely never heard the special distortion of that piece of gear in any music you've ever enjoyed.
What?
You have been freed. Distortion happens when the music is too loud for the gear to handle.
So he's kind of inferring that the distortion is coming from clipping in the converters if you've heard it.
No.
But we'll get to that.
No, it's not.
Because you trim down.
Yeah, no.
On the preamp.
Yeah.
But his preamp doesn't have a trim.
What?
That one doesn't have a trim.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, unless that second dial on the preamp is a trim.
I thought it was.
I thought that was line and mic.
Right, okay.
I think that's line and mic, yeah.
All right. We'll look next
Maybe.
Next time we close up. Well,
yeah.
Or put a little more accurately, when the amount of voltage is higher than the gear can handle. Nobody uses the phrase distortion ceiling, but in the test I've done, that seems to be what's happening.
Well, like at least say you only hear distortion from your converters because it's going, but I can distort the preamp and then the level that's coming into my door is like -5, -10,
of course,
whatever.
Of course. But that's missing the whole point of he's just missing the point of what a preamp is, really.
More voltage and the wave gets clipped. The presumption is that each different type of distortion behaves differently around and above this ceiling, and that's what makes them special. And maybe they do. But I don't think I've ever heard a test where anybody has tried to match the frequency response so that isn't causing the difference, and match the amount of distortion so that isn't causing the difference, and then just compare two different methods of it.
No one's ever done a test where they compare the frequency response of different preamps.
Shut up.
I've done it like a million times. So has everyone else.
How big that difference is. Well,
not true.
Never.
I do remember one time that happened. But anyway, if we take the Neve and feed it signals like drums and vocals and guitars, but keep
to rhyme. I just need you.
What's he trying to argue with this, what he's doing right now?
We'll see in a sec.
Okay.
Okay, that's real. That's vintage analog British discrete Neve distortion. If you purposefully or negligently set up your gear so that this happens, that's what it sounds like. But if I send the same audio through it and match...
Should also mention, digital clipping is not the same as analog clipping.
No, it's not.
Not at all. Not at all.
He's saying like that.
Like there's hard clipping and soft clipping, and
Yeah.
that's completely different to digital clipping.
And he's also saying that like all converters, they clip the same.
Yeah, which they don't.
Which is not true
yeah,
at all.
So
Like-
anyone out there that wants to get super nerdy about converters, and there's been converter debates that are controversial as well, how much converters make a difference. They probably make... I would say in some cases they make the least difference, but then if you're talking different things, it can make a lot of difference, but we don't have to get into that.
Yep.
But clipping a converter, Gold Clip is literally based off the Lavery converters that have a sound.
Yep.
There are plugins that we use making records, like Gold Clip or whatever, that are based off the sonic characteristics of what happens when you clip those exact converters.
It's a well-known thing.
It's a well-known thing.
Yeah, yeah. If
right?
you're
So
if you're an audio nerd,
and even in pedals,
Yeah.
there are different types of clipping pedals, clipping diodes used in different circuits, and those don't sound the same.
No.
Because it's not the same.
yeah, no, it's not.
Every little component does a different thing and changes things. Anyway, it's just, once again, like absolutisms.
Yeah,
You
fully.
know?
how far over the distortion ceiling they are, what does that actually sound like?
I just need you and a car that rhymes. I just need you and a car that
There's a difference
rhymes.
there.
Yep.
I just need you and a car that rhymes. I just need you and a
They sound
car
different.
that rhymes.
Is A brighter to you? Sound different.
Yeah.
Like it's not night and day, but
No.
there's a difference there.
There's a difference.
There's
Of course
and
there
it's like it's more than 5%.
Yeah.
It's like 10%, maybe a bit more. Like there's a difference.
Full distortion section of the video. Typical mic choices for different instruments don't produce enough voltage to distort the Neve.
The other thing I should add again, the Neve he's distorting is not a 1073 distortion. It's an AB, which doesn't, it distorts both of those preamps, like hit the preamp in his Focusrite. And like notice as well, he didn't distort the Focusrite.
No.
He created a plugin.
Yeah.
This is something that I didn't
And
see
it's- so the
actually,
distortion's
just
coming
thinking
from the
about it now,
plugin.
because
Yeah,
so
and not from the preamp.
So
Yeah.
like he's not showing the fucking preamp distortion. He's just going, oh look, it's not a special distortion. I designed a plugin that does that distortion. It's like, good on you, mate. But that's not the distortion of a preamp. You've done a distortion that sounds similar to your fucking Class AB Neve preamp. Good job.
Yeah.
Mad.
Yeah.
Mad. Sell your plugin.
Yeah.
Sick. People
Yeah.
might buy it.
Yeah.
But also, that's not the distortion that any of us use.
Yeah.
We're using the distortion from a 1073 or an
Yeah.
API or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Is
So it's like a different guitar pedal.
There's not enough. Like there's not enough comparisons in this video for this to be a fair test, is there?
No.
He's unfairly comparing a Focusrite
One preamp.
against one preamp.
Yeah.
To this particular preamp. We don't
Yeah.
know anything about that particular preamp.
Yeah.
You know.
Which also seems convenient, right?
Yeah.
Which is a lot of people's argument. Yeah. Show us the Focusrite saturation.
One thing I saw.
Because you would see, if you cranked the Focusrite into distortion and cranked a Neve 1073, my God, even just the tiniest bit of distortion on either, you'd be like, oh.
UAD distortion sounds disgusting.
Oh my God. Yeah.
The one thing I saw on Rick's post, Rick O'Neill's, was that one of the things he wrote was, oh, this guy only knows what he knows and doesn't know what he doesn't know. And I was like, I didn't understand what that meant. Now I totally fucking get
Yes.
that. Like,
Yeah.
yes, your
Yeah.
experiences with this one piece of gear,
Yeah.
and you're comparing it against a Focusrite. So,
How crazy it was Rick O'Neill's Neve was the one that ended up at East West Studios where he worked.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's where that is.
Cool.
In Nashville. Yeah,
right,
yeah.
that's sick.
Yeah.
Well, they
So-
shipped it over there.
Yeah, so he sold it
Yeah.
and it was half of what became the full console.
Wow.
Yeah. But it was his console.
That's sick.
Yeah. Came from Australia. Yeah.
First. So, Neve distortion has never been an ingredient in professional music, and you don't need to worry about it. And even if you did, it wouldn't sound any different from the converter distortion you could have gotten for free but purposefully avoided. So, it's unrealistic to think that anyone can hear distortion levels in music that are beyond 30 dB below the fundamental. What were the Neve numbers again? Oh, yeah, negative 45 dB.
So this is where he kind of cheats, right? So he says his full argument here of this section of the video is basically saying that to hear distortion, it needs to be at a certain volume to the original signal, right? And it can't be lower than like, basically saying if there's a full song, it can't be lower than 18 to 20 dB, right? So the distortion needs to be much louder. And when you sweep a sine wave, when you take a sine wave and just sweep it, it's only one sine wave frequency. And then, so you say it's 1 kilohertz. So you're only going to get the harmonics from that. Now in his test here, what he's using to argue, he's saying a Neve will only give you distortion of about 45 dB, like minus 45 dB from the top. And it's like, but no, that's for one sine wave, not a whole chord or a whole drum or whatever. You're talking about a 1 kilohertz sine wave. And so what happens, and dude's way smarter than me, have fucking done this already and shown it in response to this, where you've got intermodulation distortion. So you've got one note and another note, and the harmonics of those notes all build up, but then they interrelate and they distort on the same frequencies and things, and then that doubles up. And so it gets louder. Right? So like if you've got a fucking 400 hertz note and an 800 hertz note, so guitar and bass, and they're both distorted, they'll intermodulate at different frequencies and then boost the harmonics even higher than what he's showing. So what he's doing is bad faith because it's only showing one sine wave, and he's going, well, you only get negative 45 dB of distortion, which isn't true. It doesn't actually show up like that only when it's a sine
I've experienced what you're talking about because so like I do that thing that we you know the VB28 into the SSL bus comp. Like the distortion on the way in, or I have that tape thing which is just essentially distortion. And it doesn't distort all the time, but there'll be moments in a song where what you're talking about, where the frequencies are like the harmonics will stack up, and then all of a sudden you just get this peak in distortion. And why isn't it happening the whole time? Because my peak level's pretty much the same the whole time, but I just get these moments of distortion. So But
it's literally how a distortion pedal works. Like a distortion pedal is like a more drastic version of what a preamp is really doing. And you're just adding more harmonic content. Like it's not that fucking hard to understand. You're adding more upper harmonics, so then if there's more notes, then it gets crazy. And it's why, like, say like a fuzz distortion, you play a chord into a fuzz distortion and it can't handle it and you lose shit because the transistors freak out, right? And it's like, that's the complete oversaturation of the transistor stage and stuff like that. So, and it just freaks out and does weird shit after that. You know? So it's like, you're just being dishonest at this point, you know? Like, and like kind of fact picking the right things that will prove your argument, I feel anyway. That's how I feel about it.
And like that, but also like, these scientific tests are great, blah, blah, blah. What's the real world? You know,
what's the real world
like,
use?
what's the real world test? Like this, the numbers might say one thing, but what happens when you actually use the shit? See, this is not my field. This is more your side of things. These like the graphs and the numbers and shit. I don't know fuck about this.
Nerdy autist shit.
But I use the stuff all the time, and I know that's not true.
Yeah, but that's the whole point, right? And that's the good thing about talking with other engineers, because like we know different things about gear. We have different levels of experience tracking. Like you have way more years of tracking than I do using vintage gear, you know? And it's like, it's that thing where you need to talk to people. Like he's talking to his mates, whoever they are. Some interesting insider goss. I've had people reach out to me and say that they've reached out to him, and they're like, one person literally said in my comments, no one knows who he is in Nashville. Well,
he's said that a bunch of times. He said, like, I'm just a performer.
I'm just a performer. Yeah.
And
but he says, I'm just a performer, and then shows him on a massive stage. And it's like you're trying to put yourself on a pedestal still, I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a bit...
Not to discredit him, like, I don't know anything about this guy.
He's obviously a great performer. He can obviously play, and he's obviously clever. He's not an idiot.
Also, in my experience, the people with the most hearing damage are guitarists. Am I wrong? Like...
Not drummers?
Drummers usually wear hearing protection. Guitarists are usually fucking cowboys. And they just raw dog it all the time.
Raw dog it. So good.
Keep going.
All right.
Keep going.
Fuck, it's an effort.
So, while analog gear, or more likely all gear, has a non-zero amount of distortion happening all the time, it is so small that there is literally zero chance that you or I are ever perceiving it. So it cannot
Zero
be
chance.
part of the Neve sound. And if you're still skeptical, then cool, take the test for yourself. It's super easy. You can even do it on the toilet. But Jim, you're clearly not a real engineer because you haven't mentioned slew rate. Every amplifier...
Yeah, and also, he was doing a test, the Klippel test, which is just a distortion test. Right. It's not a test of what a Neve sounds like.
No, it's not.
Amplifier has a slew rate.
That's just, to prove that he can hear distortion.
Yeah.
Okay. Preamps are...
And get an average. Can I just say something? That there makes me sad.
Yeah, dude. 100%.
Seeing a Neve preamp, a
like,
Vintech.
That way?
Yeah, that's the wrong way.
That's the wrong way, man.
It's like, dude, what are you doing?
It's the wrong way.
It's like, nah. Dude, it makes me sad because you're not even using the amp.
Everyone knows that's what
they can't do it instantaneously.
Yeah.
It takes them some amount of time. That amount of time is called the slew rate. And some preamps makes them actually better than boring, affordable ones that are built into whatever gear you already have.
Again, there's a problem there. Him saying it better, just different.
Yeah.
Different.
Like, yeah. But he just keep watching.
Okay.
Keep watching. This is an interesting
But
one.
while this is the image that flowery internet language conjures in my brain.
Hang on, so what's he comparing here? Because they sound totally different.
Yeah, he's fading them in to show
gotcha.
what a slow slew rate might look like, right?
Gotcha, yeah,
But I'll explain this in a sec.
Right.
So I'll be the guy. I'll do it myself. Hey, remember that signal generator and oscilloscope? Well, those can also...
No one's ever tested the slew rate of an op amp or a preamp or any of those things. Like, it's so silly because it's like, that's what like the op amps in an API were designed around a certain slew rate. That's where it gets too nerdy for even me.
Yeah.
And I don't like it because it's just moving away from even the cool shit that does actually stuff that we can really hear. But we'll keep it going and we'll talk in a sec.
And the line would be shallow, below 45
You might want to just take that bottle off there because there's a hole in there.
But if the Neve is capable of reproducing
might just drip into the
45
stuff below.
degrees or steeper,
I'll kill you.
the slew rate is faster than 2 volts per microsecond, and therefore not a
I'm gonna
problem.
go put drinks on all your shit
So
when I go to
what
your
happens
studio.
when I
Anyway.
actually do that?
I spilled water into my console the other day.
Oh, it's pretty steep. 3,000 times slower than it is. Jim, you're clearly not a real engineer.
So one, I hate fucking talks about slew rate. I always avoid those conversations. But some people proved like that he tested it wrong, whatever. There's a bunch of people online already that have disproven that.
Sure.
But when you use your preamp, like we talked about before, do you see it reshape the front end of a drum hit?
Of course.
Yeah. That's all that fucking matters.
Yeah, of course.
Dude, you record with a clean pre, you record with a Neve or an API where we're driving it, even though he says no one does that, we do it all the time. You start pushing it into like saturation and stuff, and it does start, you see it.
Yep.
You see the envelope of the transient change.
Yes.
It's like, literally, it does look like it has been faded in slightly, and then it's been like kind of distorted and clipped at the top, shaved off at the top. You see it.
Yeah.
You see, and what he doesn't talk about is that you also see sustain.
Yes.
At the end, you see the tails come up,
Totally.
and it's almost like compression,
Yes.
right? You see that.
Yeah.
If you've used preamps in a studio session,
it looks exactly the same as compression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like if you've used the gear, you've seen it in your session, and you know the difference because you just see it visually. It's there. It's obvious.
Yeah.
It's not even like hard to show.
Yeah.
And I feel like if he tested legitimately with like his Vintex and cranked them, you would see the result.
Yeah.
So for me, I just feel like he deliberately he's got Neve preamps. Why did he choose the clean one?
Yeah.
Why didn't he use the Vintex for his, or why didn't he use both?
Yeah,
Because they would show a fucking difference.
And the API too. Like, why is there not all
He's
of
got
them?
he's got a handmade API or something in there.
right.
And it's like, why didn't you use your API or your Vintex, dude?
Yeah.
Because they show different results and you know it.
You reckon? You reckon he's actually, like, he actually knows that he's wrong this whole time?
I don't know.
I think he believes this.
I think he believes it.
Yeah.
I think he believes it,
Yeah.
the argument he's making.
Yeah.
But I also think he's being incredibly dishonest. And either he's silly enough to miss, like, I don't know how you could miss. If you're claiming you're the first guy to only ever do this, and you're the best at doing this, and you're doing the most thorough, deepest dive into audio, why didn't you try your Vintex?
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
If you're the
blind
man,
spots.
if you're the one taking the hit for the whole industry, why didn't you try a Vintech that was sitting there?
Yeah,
you didn't even need to spend your rent money.
Yeah.
This is where I'm getting raged.
Fully. Because if people are
And
talking about Neves, they're talking about 1073s.
That's what I argued in my
realistic,
video.
yeah.
That's what I argued in my video. I said, like, the one
Yeah.
is the Neve 1073
Yeah.
because it has way more character than the thing you're showing. And it's like
arguably followed by the
silly.
1081.
Yeah.
You know, and this one he's got is way down the list, you know?
Yeah.
Who's got access to these consoles? No one.
No one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's AB and it reacts differently. And the slew rate is different.
Yeah.
And there's a whole bunch of other things. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, cool. Mad.
All right.
Mad job, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mentioned impedance. A preamp uniquely interacts with the mics because of impedance. All right, I'll look that up. Okay, impedance is an electrical term. It's like resistance, but for when resistance is different for different frequencies.
This one
Mics
bugs
have
me.
an output
Yeah.
impedance and preamps have an input impedance. So this could make the same mic sound different if it's going into a different preamp. And these were the results. Okay, cool. This is not nothing. It may even almost be something.
So this is
This is his results.
different microphones at different impedance rates. Is that what's going on right now?
Yep.
Right.
Yep. He's
Yeah.
trying different impedances.
Yeah.
And he says, it's not nothing. Would you call a roll-off
Dude, what do you mean?
at 10K? That's already...
What do you mean it's not nothing? Those,
Yeah.
those like
They're huge. They're huge steps.
look at
Go back. That one's a dB, a full dB in all the mid-range.
look at that.
Yeah.
That's may as well be a different microphone.
Yeah.
It probably is, right?
So he's doing a quick test. He's kind of...
This is not nothing.
Not nothing.
Yeah.
It's huge.
It's a huge difference. And like, do you play much with the impedance on any of your pre's at all? Yeah.
A lot. It's
What
one
does
of
it
the
do to you?
first one of the first things I check.
Yeah.
It changes the overall tonality of the
Yep.
microphone.
Yep.
It's often like, you know, louder and brighter.
Yep.
Like if you match the impedance to the microphone, or if you change it, things will get louder and brighter for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have heaps of
It's like a
pre's
tone,
there.
it's like a tone control.
That's exactly how I think of it. I just go, it's tone for free.
Yeah.
You just go,
Yeah.
just check it.
The JLMs have a variable impedance.
Yeah.
It's sick. It's sick. You can go all the way from like
Yeah.
300 to 1200.
Yeah, and why would someone like Joe Malone from JLM put a fucking variable impedance on a mic preamp if it doesn't do anything?
Dude, he's just hiding 2i2s inside 500 series. Just to fucking focus right.
Dude, the amount of gags.
No.
We'll have to listen to this heavy fucking nerd bullshit that enrages us.
Yeah.
We'll have to watch some of the funny ass memes.
No, let's just go the other way. Let's just tell everyone that 1073s don't make a difference and that you should sell them to us.
Yeah, sell them. Yeah. People made that gag
Go and
as
buy
well.
a 2i2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll swap you.
Yeah.
I'll swap you.
Yeah.
I'll buy you a 2i2.
Yeah.
And you give me your Neve.
No distortion.
Your dog.
Yeah.
It may even almost be something, but I've got to check how big these differences actually are. And the biggest difference in any of these is negative 0.9 dB at 200 hertz. So what does that sound like?
That's even dishonest because the biggest difference was fucking like, let's take
the
that
top
back.
end? Was it at the top end?
Yeah. This is where I get the shit.
15K.
Because look, that isn't the biggest difference. The
yeah,
biggest
yeah.
difference is here.
Actually, you're right.
A 1.5 at 15K.
Yeah, actually, let's just skip through some of those images because...
Yeah. And like, look at the differences. Yeah, whatever, fuck. I don't care.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're right. The
Yeah.
top end is the...
Yeah, and it rolls
big-
off way earlier too.
Yeah.
Like, and on a microphone, on any sound source, a dB is a lot. The difference, I argued this in my video, the difference between a fucking Rode NT2A and a Neumann U87, right?
Yeah.
Is only a dB or so at
it?
certain
Is
frequencies.
it? Yeah.
Right? It's not
huge.
that.
It's
Yeah.
massive
And it's
difference.
everything.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's not just frequency response and impedance and all
Oh,
these
yeah.
things. It's all the fucking shit
Yeah.
combined, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh man.
Oh, like,
now
but-
I'm getting re-enraged. I'm getting worked up again. I was chill about this until I rewatched it.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
now
yeah.
I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, dude, back
it
when I
burns
had
me.
butteries, I couldn't hear 1 dB, but now that's huge.
And like he said he was in like his own room, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's well treated, good speakers. This room, I hear a dB. I hear half a dB.
Huge.
Easy now.
Massive.
Like,
Yeah.
and it's all my room being better.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that,
Good
whatever.
monitoring. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll hear a dB.
Yeah,
for sure.
and that's like it doesn't matter if if people listening to music can't hear it.
Yes.
Our job is to hear it.
Yeah, 100%.
It's our job to hear that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Why we're good engineers is because
Yeah.
we can hear a dB difference and we go, that's not right.
100%. Yep. Yeah.
That's why people pay us to work on
Yeah.
their shit.
Dude,
Like that's the reality of it, right? Like the reality is that people hire us because we can perceive those differences.
Totally. The amount of times I hear that, like a musician say, "Oh, I can't tell, but that's your job. Like,
Yeah.
you make the call."
That's the job.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool. This is not nothing. It may even
Whoa,
almost be
look at
something,
that.
but
Yeah.
I've got to check how big these differences
Like
actually
he's
are.
zoomed in, so the
And
differences
the
are like
biggest
a
difference
dB.
Still, though,
But
it's
still,
still
it's heaps.
But I'm just looking at the high end.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah,
high end.
the
is
high
what
end.
is-
He's being, yeah.
What does
He
that
picks
sound
that
like?
bit and leaves out the roll.
The deal. But at least with all of these, impedance isn't an ingredient in the Neve sound.
In my video, I showed what happens on the Neve 1073 on the sound sculptor. It's super drastic.
Yep.
And on both actually, and you see the tone go either like this or like that.
Yeah.
It's like,
I can hear it. Yeah.
So
But I know the engineers are not so complimentary of the stock Pro Tools EQ plugin, which contains no inductors or any other analog part.
We're going off the rails here.
Yeah.
So he's talking about now the EQ, digital EQs and hardware EQs are the same? Is that what he's getting at? Dude. This just proves that you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay, keep going. Fucking hell.
So I did some testing myself, and the stock Pro. It's just that the bandwidth of the boosts and cuts might be different as the amount of booster cut changes. Like, the Neve starts out wide and gets more narrow, whereas the Pro Tools EQ keeps the same width no matter the boost.
That's true. It's so true. That's exactly true. It's called proportional Q.
Yeah.
It's how all the API stuff works.
Yeah.
And it's how that particular Neve EQ works,
Yeah.
which is different to a 1073 again.
Right.
Neve 1073 doesn't do that. But that's because the circuit topology, it actually further proves that his preamp and EQ is quite different to the 1073 preamp and EQ and does different behaviors. But like, he's about to get into that whole thing of, oh, if I just get a plugin, I can match that EQ.
Well, yeah, you can do that.
Yeah. And what's the problem with that though?
There's...
Do they sound the same?
No.
No.
Like, I know for a fact I use FabFilter Pro Q4 every day. If you do big boost on that, it sounds shit. If I do the same boost on hardware, it doesn't sound shit.
Yeah, like a Marg or something, or something transparent.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Just, it sounds different.
Yeah. And we know the inverse of that too. You boost hard on the highs on an Neve 1073. What does that sound like?
Yuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you boost softly.
It's not like digital.
No.
It's not like digital, like yuck.
No,
but it's its own yuck.
It's a different type of thing.
Yeah, and so you can hear the difference in them though. Because there's weird harmonic shit, right?
Yeah. I wonder if this guy would have made this video if he actually owned heaps of gear. He clearly, he clearly doesn't own a bunch of gear. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like he's got
he
a
has some pre's.
small handful of pre's.
Yeah,
He
there's
doesn't
an
really,
Apollo.
Yeah, exactly. He's Apollo. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like I wonder.
Yeah. You know what it should be? It should be if you own an Apollo, you don't get the right to say.
Between anything. Yeah.
You don't get to say.
Yeah.
Wait. You know what it is? They need to have like a fucking sticker on their car. I own an Apollo.
Please slow down.
Yeah, it's like the old drummer joke, but it's the Apollo. You know, they're like, how do you get to park in disabled parking? You put your drumsticks in the window.
Man.
It's like your Apollo.
Fuck.
Yeah, wear your Apollo around your neck.
Yep. Keep going. This is getting worse. This is getting
Oh,
way
man.
worse.
$50 for this plugin, then it matches almost perfectly. Or $100 for this plugin. Or $35 for this plugin. But I'm just a performer, I don't know anything about making EQ plugins. And that brings up a really good point. I'm just a performer. I'm just a guy who plays guitar.
Are you sick of hearing that shit?
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to show something. I've picked this up because I've seen this too many times now, admittedly.
But I'm just a
Hang on.
performer, I don't know anything about making EQ plugins. And that brings up a really good point. I'm just a
So he shows the performances, right? He's playing in these big arenas.
performer.
But then,
I'm just a guy who plays guitar.
there. Is he an opener? Is that why he's on a big stage? Is he opening something? Like, where is he?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not full.
No.
It's not a sold out arena.
No.
So it's like, are you the opening act on
Yeah,
these? And
but-
are you showing these big stages? Because I feel like I'm just a performer, but he's been on this massive fucking arena stage. I feel like that's even trying to...
But this might legitimize him to some people.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't care at all. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care how if you played to 100,000 people. Like, you...
Doesn't mean you know about
Yeah,
engineering.
you can fucking bumble your way into these situations.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen shit players on stage in front of hundreds, you know? Like,
Yeah.
let's look at fucking Parkway Drive as an example.
Yeah.
The bassist was their merch guy who learnt to play bass for the band. You're not
Yeah.
going to tell me he's a good musician.
Yeah.
He's played to more people than I ever will in my life.
Yeah.
You're not going to tell me that he knows anything about EQ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Like, just because you played on a big stage doesn't mean anything. Like, yes, he...
Sorry, bass player from Parkway.
I'm
but
not
you just
sorry.
got-
But like you're using something that's not relevant to legitimize yourself.
Sorry.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. And then we're also getting into the but he's using it as a crutch, right? Like to go, I'm just a performer.
Yeah.
And it's like an out almost, you know?
It's a get out jail free card.
Yeah, a little bit.
In this situation.
Yeah. And it's also like, it's a clever way of him relating himself to like any muso that's trying to do home recordings as well. Like I get what he's doing. I think what he's doing is very smart. It's a little bit manipulative. It's a little bit gross in some ways. Whatever. I fucking admire hustle when I see it.
Yeah.
Like good hustle.
Yeah, no,
but you're grifting a bit now, like, you know what I mean? It's getting grifty. And it's like the fucking, the EQ thing, like on that, like just because you can match an EQ curve, every plugin does that, and he's about to do that, they don't fucking sound the same.
No.
Because there's other things in the circuit, like harmonics and stuff, that change as you push into them. That I demonstrated this in my video. A Neve goes through the output transformer stage, a 1073 goes through the output transformer stage of the preamp. It feeds back in. And so that does stuff as you push it harder. It saturates an output transformer. Your plugin doesn't do that.
No.
Doesn't do any of that.
No.
Like,
I've like, man, there's been heaps of situations where I've been mixing and I felt lazy and I'm like, I can't be bothered using hardware because it's going to recall, you know, there's going to be, so I'm just going to find a plugin that will do the same thing. Doesn't exist.
And how long do you take?
Doesn't exist.
Like, I've done that on mixes and gone,
fuck it.
I just wasted an hour, and then I go, fuck this, and I plug in, and I plug into my hardware, and I go, oh, there it is.
It's funny because I think of you every time I do that. I'm just like, oh, I'll just use software this time, and I hear your voice going like, oh, hardware, everything's quicker and easier, and it just sounds great the first time, and I'm just like, what am I doing? Like, that's why I own this shit. Why? Like, I'm just going to use it, even if it takes me 10 minutes next time to check my settings and, you know, dial my things in. Everything's going to sound right. It's going to sound the way I need it to, because there's nothing in software land that I can make sound the same as hardware. It's just not the same.
And sometimes I think you get lucky on a certain track. The plugins will just work because it's tracked really well.
Doesn't mean
the
plugins
arrangement's
can't
really good.
work. It can work.
I've had sessions recently where I did in the box stuff fully, just because I could, and the stuff
But you're
was
right.
good.
Like maybe it's the track.
Yeah, the arrangement's better. The track and the recording and the arrangement's better, for sure. But yeah, sometimes you just need some stuff to do some heavy lifting.
I'm trying to
and
think
plugins don't lift heavy.
No.
They're like you can. I've got EQs that I can pin 9 dB, still sound good. We've got compressors. Fucking like my 1LA there. I tracked vocals the other day. I was hitting over 10 dB of compression live.
Tell me about
in a
it.
session, 10, 15, easy.
I hit
easy.
it was
hitting 20 on a couple of spots.
I hit 20 dB on my
stay level.
1176.
Oh,
the stay level's 30 plus. Like, forget it. Take you back in time. You compress so much, but like
it's like an event horizon.
If you compress like with a plug-in at 20 dB,
it sounds fucked. It sounds fucked. I had an artist in here last week, right? And we literally said that, and I said, "Watch this," and fucking started pushing shit. And I go, "Do that with a plug-in." He goes, "I can't. It sounds fucked." It's like, you know.
100%. And that's fucking Buttery as musician over there. Like, dude, I'm trying to think of an example. So he's saying like, okay, I can match my plug-in EQ to sound like my Neve EQ. That's kind of like saying like, right, I got these 2 guitar amps, and I can make guitar amp A sound like guitar amp B.
Yes.
But it doesn't mean that I can make guitar amp B sound like guitar amp A. You know what I mean? Like
totally.
they're not. Like, yes, you can use one to emulate the other. Does that make them the same? No.
Owns a camera and spent 6 months of rent on a preamp with the goal of figuring out how much of an effect the legendary Neve.
I also love, I spent 6 months rent. It's like, you bought the wrong Neve.
Yeah, dude.
That's your fault, bro. That's a you problem.
And like this studio, like we're not taking into account the room, or we're not taking into account the, you know, like he's like
the big studio
Ocean Way.
Ocean Way.
Like, you know, we're not like the room's a factor. The engineer running the console's a factor. Like him saying like, oh, does this preamp, am I going to get the Ocean Way sound with this preamp? No, you're not.
No.
That's one thing of a million things that are contributing to that space being amazing.
He does get to that a little bit about the, like some of that later on.
Right.
But like, look at that Studio A. This is another point I want to make. That console is a clean Neve console. But like, if you look over here, it's for fucking orchestras and ensembles.
Yes.
Where they need clean preamps.
That was my point before.
Tom literally said this the other day. Tom is our mate. We bring him up a lot on the podcast. We talk about him a lot. He does lots of ensemble work, lots and lots. He's fucking really good at it. And he knows that shit, and he knows why clean preamps exists. And this guy brought up Millennia pre's before. Tom loves the Millennia pre.
The cleanest pre's out.
Because they're clean.
Some of them.
And they don't fuck up the signal.
Yep.
Like, because they do the opposite of what a Neve or an API does.
Yes.
Right? Like, it's like, fuck, dude. Like, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just know, guys, like, it's the room, the performers, it's the performers in the room, but it's what they get back from the gear and the console, right? Like, it's about being in that room with that console. Like, fucking, all right, then do 100, fucking aggregate 22 I2s and get them all together and then try and do what that console does with 22 I2s. That's the real test.
I do not
in
believe,
that room. Do it in the same room.
Don't believe it will sound the same. I don't,
of course it wouldn't.
I don't believe it.
Of course it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Music.
What is this?
Sure, I
What's the
hunted down
favorite
exact
record?
vintage module they have, but at the end of the
People
day,
kept asking.
no matter
Right.
how ironclad all my tests and data are, it isn't the same as actually getting to go to Ocean Way and test their board.
Yeah, I knew we'd do this.
You know I had to do it, right? This is Ocean Way, Nashville, Studio A.
Jeez, he spent some time and money on this video, eh?
6 months. But he's made lots of money from his previous ones.
Right.
This is the board that my favorite music was tracked through. And it is one of the most important things in the world to me to find out what the sound of this board is, and if I can somehow have it for myself. So far, from the results of all of my tests, it seems like Neves are not warm. They're flat. From 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz.
It's not flat.
Neves are not punchy. They operate linearly until distortion, just like this. Neves are not reaching distortion under normal use, just like this. Neves, when forced into distortion, don't sound any different from converter distortion.
Not
just
true.
like this.
Not true.
Neves are not always distorting in a way that anybody can hear in music, just like this. Neve's slew rates are more than 4 times overqualified to perfectly reproduce all frequencies in the human hearing range, just like this. Neve's input impedance is within a normal range, so it doesn't cause major changes in common microphone's frequency responses, just like this. So, theoretically, if I ran the same audio through Ocean Way Nashville Studio A's 1970s Neve 8078 board with 31105 preamp and EQ modules, and also the garbage built-in preamps on my cheap interface, I can't think of any reason they wouldn't sound the same.
I love the old Neve in Studio A. It's still my favorite one in Nashville.
As it turns out, preamps just make the mic signal louder. There's a bunch of different ways to...
The Neve board being his favorite console is a very different thing to it being his favorite preamp.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
You know, like you're conflating different things.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
guy you took way out of context.
Yeah,
Maybe it's his favorite board because it's really quick to work on
100%.
and he can use that EQ to sculpt things really fast.
He didn't say, he
didn't say it's my favorite preamp.
No. He said the preamps in it are good, but he didn't say it's his favorite preamp. And like, he didn't say if I could have any preamp, it would be that preamp.
No.
You know, it just happened. He just happens to like that one in that room.
Yeah, he likes that desk in that room. He likes the workflow of the place.
Yeah.
You know, and you got to remember, like, it's about what you can do with those tools to get your job done. It's not about the pre and the EQ. It's about having your hands on a thing that you cannot do. Let's forget, like, I keep having people go, oh, but I can do this with plugins. And it's like, in post, you can do it with plugins. But on the tracking session, before you hit record, you have a console like I have in front of me. You have a bunch of outboard. And you dial shit in. And I used, you know, our drum example the other day? I used that and I said, like, listen to this. That's straight off the board. Now, you can't do that with clean preamps because there's just a preamp. The point of the gear is that we dialed those tones in, hit record, it was done. Job done.
Yes.
And then when we get to mixing, there's way less work to do later on.
Yeah,
That's the point of a $1 million console. Because the job is done, the heavy lifting is done by the console on the day.
Yeah.
And then your performers perform better because they're running through good gear and they can hear themselves better and the mix is good. As it plays back to them, it sounds good.
Yep.
Running through compressors on your vocals and shit live.
Yep.
Like, people go, why? I'll just record clean and put a compressor on later. And it's like, no, you do it now and you get a better performance.
He cut down on like.
And you cut down on work
post-time.
later.
Yeah.
It makes the job faster.
Yep. Where else is this going?
Do that, but if they aren't changing the frequency response, then they're just doing their job. My friends, my teachers, and my heroes have been misattributing the warm, punchy musical sound of the songs they've recorded, giving credit to the preamps that actually should have gone to them and the decisions they made about mic choices, mic placements, drum sizes, tuning, muffling,
I do like
cymbals,
it. I do like that. Like,
Yeah,
there's an element of truth there. Yeah.
Unanimously, everyone agrees with that point.
Yeah. Yep.
Positions, amp circuit, amp settings, cab geometry, speakers, acoustic guitar body size, string age, pan positions, reverb send levels, volume fader levels. Oh yeah, and I'm just a performer, so I can't leave out all of the actual performances.
But once again, how do you get good performances on a good console?
Yeah.
With great gear.
Yeah.
It helps.
Yeah, it does.
It just
help.
helps.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it.
No.
You don't have to have it.
No.
But 9 times out of 10, you'll get a better performance because
Probably.
someone hears themselves better.
Probably, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And then that's not even taking into account the psychology behind being in a room like that in front of a console like that. You know, like that's a whole different
Yeah, get an
conversation.
artist and set up a 2i2 and see what
in a-
performance you get, and then put a good microphone and a good piece of gear in front of them.
Yeah.
They'll go harder.
It'll be different. For sure.
One thing I left off that list that definitely belongs on it is EQ. EQ can absolutely change the sound. If there's one way that a preamp can sound like something, but the low bell actually moves its center frequency higher with higher gain, so when
Because they're not linear, like they do weird shit.
Otherwise,
It's
the
cool.
center is actually band, which makes it weird that the Kit Audio Blackbird plugin is all over the place when it's supposed to be modeling the same type of preamp from the same type of board. All of the frequency knobs.
Maybe because the people that modeled that had a different version of that exact EQ.
Yeah.
And that's what its intrinsic differences
and-
were.
and like
because the
coming-
caps were old and shit.
Coming from owning a console, I know
Yeah.
for a fact that not every channel sounds the same.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like that channel he might use like you said, have a bad cap or like.
Well, this channel was super fucking. It's probably been serviced, so it was perfect.
Yeah,
and it was
right.
hitting the right fucking decibels, right? Like everything was even. But he's like, oh, it's weird that they modeled a thing and they're all different. It's like, yeah, because that channel, whatever they modeled, was probably different. Or they looked at different channels and went, let's try and
do
make it
some
sound
of-
less
yeah,
linear.
the equal,
yeah,
yeah.
because we want it to sound more analog, which is analog is not perfect
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah,
you know, like
yeah.
it's just.
Nap to specific predetermined frequencies, and they're all pretty close to what's printed on the faceplate, but they aren't always exact. For example, on this channel, 390 is actually 406. Also, there are 10 frequency positions in the midbands, and position.
Is he? Oh, he's
just doing EQ
10 dB. Wait. They're just random values.
He's just doing random shit. He's just showing what it sounds like, I guess.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah, mad EQ.
Wow. Yeah.
Nice EQ.
Sounds good.
I have a hunch that these curves are what matters, and if they are matched, even digitally, then it should sound the same. So I wrote the EQ plugin.
Oh man, is he just trying to sell gear? What's going on here? Like, are we just trying?
This is where it gets a bit gross.
I don't know how to do that. It's just an EQ. It just matches these curves. But what makes it special is that someone cared enough to put in the hours to measure the real thing and then match the real thing without any AI at any point in the entire process. AI cannot do this. I am the only one with these data points.
Are we?
He's the only one. Bro, this guy, fucking Audio Jesus over here, our fucking Lord and Savior, Jim Lill.
Oh, fuck.
Right? He's the only one to ever do this. What do you think audio companies are doing, bro?
Yeah.
Can you see now why everyone got outraged?
How
Faders up, gain up, fader down,
Yeah.
and then this.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
the only one.
I can,
Sorry.
yeah, I can see why you'd be triggered. And
Yeah.
like, and how would you think that like a company like UAD hasn't done this, or
Yeah, of course
you know,
they do it.
Waves or whatever?
How do you think
like-
you model an EQ?
Yeah.
And it's like your results are different,
Yeah.
but you're on a different console or a different channel or whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. Maybe they did, even if they were on the same console, was it pre or post service?
Yeah.
Right? And like what components were swapped out because tolerances matter. Like it's like, just the arrogance of saying like I'm the only one to have ever done this. It's like you're not. Everyone models gear all the time. Like good on you for doing a mad thorough job.
Yeah, totally,
Like sick.
totally.
Like thumbs up, dude. Like thorough job, being really hyper fucking analytical about it. Like you're definitely on some spectrum, some part of the spectrum, like most of us. Like congratulations, but like don't be like maybe that is his problem. Maybe he's fucking autistic or something. Man, that's maybe that's why he's so arrogant. Oh, God. Fucking hell. He just doesn't... Imagine him in a social circle.
I'm the first person to ever drink a beer. Number one.
Spit take. Spit take over the console. Fuck me dead, dude.
By the way,
So good.
this whole thing
love
is
it.
brought... If there's anything else special about the sound of the vintage British discrete analog inductive EQ on the 31105 preamp and EQ module from a channel in the 1970s Neve 8078 board at Ocean Way, Nashville Studio A, then it shouldn't be able to sound the same as a garbage preamp and an EQ plugin written by...
Do you reckon he's allowed back at Ocean Way?
If
you were the studio owner at Ocean Way,
yeah.
and you saw this motherfucker coming in, what would you do?
I'd buy him a
Throw him a
2
Yeah. Off your fuck, mate.
Yeah.
Here you go. Fucking. Wouldn't ya?
Yeah,
If it was me, me, I'd be like, hey, buddy, fucking off your fuck. Enjoy it. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, get into it.
2i2's better than our console. Enjoy yourself, cunt.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Fuck.
Dude, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
It's crazy. Anyway.
Let's see what happens. Like, fuck, man.
So good.
So what does that actually sound like?
This means nothing to me because all he's done is program a thing to sound
like that
thing.
one. Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Like,
Like any other plugin.
yeah.
Yeah.
You've just been doing that for an hour.
This is not merely for clicks or entertainment. This is rigorous. 2, are you saying that...
I also had huge questions about the final tracks and their volumes and were they mixed? You know, when he shows a full song and shows the differences in the preamps, they don't sound like the full range of what is captured when you record an instrument. Like if you record that many instruments, you have to EQ it to sound like that.
Yeah.
So he's processed it.
Yeah,
So
totally.
then you've already processed it, so we're not hearing.
Yeah.
And he's not showing long enough examples to really hear certain things.
No, you're
and
right. Yep.
The phrasing of stuff is interesting,
Yes,
whatever.
Yes.
all preamps sound the same? No. Some preamps are broken. And some preamps are made so cheaply or poorly that their frequency response doesn't stay flat from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. I bought a little mixer for $30 on Amazon, and its treble falls off at around 15K. But every musician everywhere can get their hands on something like this, and it'll work great. But Jim, my preamp...
So like he says, do all preamps sound the same? No. But then some are broken? And it's like, no, but my Neves aren't broken. They work exactly as intended. And they saturate. And they do things that 2i2 doesn't do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Here we go. The rage here gets funny.
I know it does. Okay, show me. In fact, to help you out, I made a course that shows you exactly how to do a bunch of the stuff I did in this video.
Okay. So we'll
Yeah.
just watch an ad for an hour.
Yeah.
Walk you through it,
Yeah.
and then you can test
Yeah,
it out.
exactly. So like he isn't selling the plugin, but he will.
Yeah,
he obviously
yeah,
will because
yeah,
people
yeah.
are asking for it.
Yeah.
But then also he's selling a course on how to use a free piece of software, right, to find the hidden EQ, and it's just like, it's like we don't need to do this. And he's also saying, prove me wrong, and it's like, well, we've already proved you wrong before you made the video because people have been doing this forever.
Yeah.
Go listen to some records.
Forever.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just your preamps, but your pedals and your plugins and other gear to see what it's actually doing. And this has saved me and will save you thousands and thousands of dollars. Then if you...
Also that thousands and thousands of dollars. If you want a good chain, a good like just one channel signal chain, it's not like $5,000.
No. You can get away with it for $1,000, $2,000
Yeah.
if that.
And also like if we've talked about this so many times, if this is your job, you're serious about audio, it's your job, it's your business. What is a fair amount to spend to start up a business? If you started a coffee shop, how much money would it?
100K
Yeah.
minimum.
Yeah. If you were going to be a truck driver, how much would it cost?
100K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're going to be, let's go lower ball, like a fucking
Carpenter or something.
50K.
50K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Oh,
then
wait,
and then a ute
maybe 100.
and a truck.
Maybe 100.
Or a ute.
Yeah,
or whatever if it's new.
Yeah.
And then all your tools.
Yeah.
Right? Any business has startup costs. If you're serious.
Yeah.
We're talking about serious shit now,
Yeah.
not hobbyist
Yeah,
bullshit,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
We're not talking hobbyist shit.
Yeah.
So it costs money.
Yeah.
That's why this gear exists.
Yeah.
For better tools.
Yep. And if you're a guitarist who loves guitars, you're probably not going to have one guitar. You're probably going to have a handful of guitars.
Yeah.
And you're probably going to have a couple of nice ones.
Yeah,
That are
and some
probably
shit
worth
ones.
a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have some character pieces and you have whatever the fuck. Yeah, oh God.
Yeah. Go on.
That's a lot.
Keep
Let's
going.
keep going.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You can show me that your preamp sounds different. Or maybe it doesn't. This course is actually a big deal. It's called Find Your Gear. Show me that your preamp sounds different.
It's like the first thing I do at the start of any session is pick a preamp.
Yeah.
Because they sound different.
Sounds different.
This.
Or maybe it doesn't. This course is
The smug? Does it rub you the wrong way?
I'm pissed off.
I saw this bit and I was like, that's it! And me and like so many people, right? We all went into our sessions and started, I went straight into Plugin Doctor and ran my preamps through.
Yeah?
And they instantly look different. I'll show you my results real quick in a sec. But like, they look different, like straight away.
Yeah.
It's like super obvious.
Yeah.
And like I had people going, like I said, this is subtle.
Yeah.
It's like 1 dB at first, but then as you drive it gets more. And I'm like, and people are like, if 1 dB is subtle, then what isn't subtle?
Yeah.
And I'm like, exactly. Like the people that get it.
Yeah.
But the arrogance of it. So like everyone went and tested their shit after
Big
this.
deal. It's called Find Your Gears Hidden EQ. It's brand new and it's on jimlillmusic.com. Available instantly to you, right? Why trust me instead of big famous guy? Because they never did this. Do you know what it takes to make a useful comparison? It has to be identical playing or it's useless. From an identical microphone or it's useless. In the identical spot or it's useless. Split out to the 2 preamps you want to compare. Well, I did it.
Is this
And
a
turns
video
out
almost
when you
over?
actually do it,
Fucking hell.
this is what it actually sounds like. Now we know. I gotta say, it's weird finding out that nobody is listening. They're just repeating stuff they've heard. So that inspired a new project I'm doing.
We can stop it there.
This guy's so
Yeah.
lost, man.
Yeah,
He's
the outrage that he's presenting is the outrage we all feel to him now, which I find is really funny. Like, and it's like, dude, like you're obviously upset. I feel like he's obviously upset. Because of the industry or whatever. And he's not alone. I feel like some people feel like they're being sold too many plugins or pushed too much gear. And even like as another YouTuber, I'm careful in the gear I try to promote to people because I want it to be something that's useful, that makes a difference to their recordings, right? Like I fully get that. And I fully get that some things can feel scammy and fucked up and whatever, but his like vitriol and outrage comes from somewhere. Someone's happened. Who touched you, bro?
Do you think he's upset because he spent all that money on the Neve and
the Neve? Show me where the Neve touched you.
But is he
Point to where it touched you.
fucking hell? Is he just mad because he spent all that money on the Neve and like in his mind it's not that different from a 2i2? Is it
Yeah,
where
maybe.
Is this where this comes from?
Maybe he's outraged, because he got brought in and bought the wrong Neve.
Why does he own an LA2A?
Yeah.
Why not just use a plug-in?
Yeah.
Why does he own?
That's a great question. Why sell your Vintex as well? Sell all your fucking hardware then, dude.
Yeah.
Why do you own a drum kit? You could just use virtual drums.
Yeah. It's been recorded through the same preamps, so it should be the same.
Yeah. It's all those things, right? And it's like he is saying the right thing in that the performance, like it is the performance that matters most.
Yes.
And universally.
No one's arguing that.
No one's arguing.
No.
Even big studio guys, they know that it is, but people are coming to them to find out the secret source of what else came together besides the artist, besides the performance. And sometimes maybe we get over the top about gear and overexcited about gear, but it does fucking cool shit and it's cool to use and it does stuff. And it makes our job easier. And if you use it every day, you inherently know that this stuff does a thing.
Everything he's saying just goes against everything that I've learned and come to know over the years. You know, like every big name engineer I come across, they have a favorite preamp. For a reason. You know, because it's like
and they're like, this one was this integral to this sound.
This one sounds like this and it does a thing, you know? And like, that's, preamps are the first thing, like, but even I think sometimes before microphones, people are, you know, like more obsessed with, because, you know, microphones, you get the main selection, the ones that everyone wants, then you're done. And then you can make different combinations with pre's and make different, like, I'm just trying to think, like, some of my experiences recently, like, I did that recording on the weekend and the kick was too thick because I was going through a 1073. So I changed it to something else. It was different.
Yeah, dude, I've heard that on kick drum.
Yeah, fully.
Yeah. Like, I've heard that so many times. And like, what about like in that drum recording we did last time, in the last video for AudioBois, you're like, I've never heard an AKG sound that way.
Yeah.
And it's like, because I put it through an API thing and then into the API graphic EQ, style EQ, the 560s. Yeah. And you can make that microphone sound fucking awesome. Yeah, because it's a microphone I don't love. Yeah. And I wouldn't record with it unless I could do that, because if I was just tracking clean, it would sound like shit. And I don't want to hear that in my tracking. I want it to sound as close to finished as possible.
But you're essentially starting the mixing process at the tracking stage.
Yeah, but that's what a console's for.
Yes, exactly.
And it's like, this is the thing we need to like demystify for anyone that's like a beginner or a newbie or is going to study, like currently studying audio or has dreams of being an engineer or whatever. For anyone that's new or unfamiliar with this stuff, the reason the gear exists is so you can make really important decisions at tracking.
Yes.
And not fix it in the mix later. Like do it now through the best gear that does sound better than plugins. And then later, just slap some plugins for finer adjustments and stuff.
Yeah.
Or more hardware.
Yeah,
Whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah. I mean, if you've got a nice preamp, why wouldn't you distort it and get some of those characteristics that...
Yeah, if it suits the stuff you're recording.
Yeah, obviously.
We're talking like rock, pop, R&B.
Anything,
fucking
really.
hip-hop, dude. The amount of like awesome hip-hop tracks that have so much saturation on them.
Heaps.
And it's coming from pre's and compressors.
Yeah.
And like, I've seen a couple of really cool comments where people are like, yeah, and what about when you saturate the pre? And you kind of touched on this before. You saturate the pre, and then it hits another compressor, and that compressor pulls all that up and then adds its saturation, and it all stacks. And then you add on top of that the intermodulation shit we were talking about before, and you're getting all kinds of saturation going on that you're not able to emulate because you don't have an analog chain. You're talking about a fucking 2i2.
I'm just so thrown by the whole, like his whole argument and everything that I don't even know how to argue against it.
Do you want a palette cleanser?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to watch?
Yeah.
Do you want to? I'll tell you who will help you out. Let's look at Greasy Will's response.
Yes, dude, crazy. Get him up. Get him up.
Fucking let me pull this shit up. Hang on a sec.
Oh my God.
Bye, Jim.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, like cool video, good on you, but
Yeah.
wrong. Like just wrong.
Just wrong.
Yeah.
So wrong. And like he's been like, so just to like finish up the Jim Lill portion of this video, every engineer in the fucking world that can be bothered and it has a bit of free time has come out and gone wrong.
Yeah.
And then obviously then like he set everyone up to go, well, prove it then, show us evidence. Right? I showed evidence in my stuff of the frequency curves and stuff. And admittedly, I got one thing wrong that people then schooled me on. I'm like, cool, thanks. Mad, I didn't know that. I didn't know I did that bit wrong. But it doesn't disprove the other stuff I showed of frequency response and stuff. But like I did that and then showed audio and then also said, if you want to hear more audio examples of preamps, go through my videos. I have countless preamp shootouts I've done where you can hear the difference between a Neve and an API. It's so obvious. And whenever I say to anyone in the comment section, here's the link, I literally like copied and pasted because I got sick of replying to people. And I'd copy and paste it. How many replies do you think I'd got? When they said show evidence, I go here, go here, go here, blah, blah, blah. Here's why I use my gear in one like paragraph thing. Guess how many replies I get?
Was it not many?
None. None. Not one person replies to it because they either just are there to make a comment and have a whinge.
Can't be bothered going through
Can't
the
be bothered
actual-
and
yeah,
actually
yeah.
doing like they want you to give them evidence. They watch your video and go, not enough evidence. And it's like what
It's just the
amount?
internet, isn't it? Like
No.
argumentative.
It is
and-
the internet.
Yeah.
I literally was saying that to someone today, and I'm like, unfortunately, everything is designed to be divisive. So now we're either in pro preamp camp or Jim Lill anti preamp camp, and it's like that's not the world.
No.
Dude, if I had to be on a location and all I could have was a 2i2, would I make it work? Would you make it work?
Of course you would. We had this discussion before. Yeah. Yes.
You make it work.
Yeah.
You do whatever you can
Yes.
with whatever you got
Yep.
and whatever.
Yep.
If you have the luxury of better gear, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they don't cost thousands. I just want to hammer that.
Yeah.
I hate that the big, because I had that reaction a lot. Of why would I spend $5,000? And it's like, you can get a Neve preamp for like $400 from DIY already. And my channel isn't about expensive gear.
Yeah.
It's about budget-friendly fucking gear.
Dude, even
all
the Behringer
time.
sounds good.
Yeah,
Like I would take the
fine.
Behringer over the 2i2.
Oh my God, any day.
Yeah.
Any day.
Show me
Any day.
Greasy.
Yeah, let's go Greasy. Let's get him. All right.
Greasy Will saving the world.
Fucking-
one video at a time.
So he reposts this JJ Blair. Do you know? Are you familiar with JJ Blair? I didn't know who he was until
I'm not sure.
Greasy Will fucking posted him. Yeah, let me fucking find this. It's so fucking funny, dude. Oh God, I can't spell, bro. Oh, I'm gonna have to cut that bit out. Fuck is this?
Oh, you're in your messages, but
Oh,
there's
messages.
Greasy. Greasy does it. The next one down. Oh,
Oh, hang on, I'm in messages.
Yeah.
God damn it. Why am I goofing this?
Burma.
Yeah, fucking hell, dude.
There's a
Lost.
search button over
Yeah, I
there.
know. Thanks, mate. God, how fucked are algorithms, eh?
Yeah.
I get some weird shit here.
Yeah,
Oh my God, you ready?
Yeah.
You ready? We're strapped in?
Yeah.
Here we go.
have to do everything I did in this video. And nobody ever did that because it takes a long time and it's hard and you risk a piece of your religion.
Anyway, I did a test a number of years ago, just my own personal test.
He cuts it perfectly. That's Greasy Will cutting that.
To find out the difference between a couple circuits. And I recorded it, and I still have that recording. So
I obviously have opinions, but I just want to point out some of the arrogance of Jim Lill to think that he is the only person that has ever tested any gear. That last video is from JJ Blair talking about testing circuits years ago just because he was curious. Like, almost every single person I know that is deeply invested in this has done their tests, man. Not only did JJ test his gear, but like he still has the results years later. Like the level of autism that happens inside of this industry, it just could not possibly be understood by somebody who is in fact a performer, I guess. The assumptions and the arrogance that this guy says in his videos, like, I love that he tested it and he comes to the right conclusions too. I agree that it does not matter. Use whatever the fuck you want. Like when I didn't have good stuff, you can be damn sure that I used what I had because I mean, you gonna stop working at Ocean Way too? I mean, if it was me owning Ocean Way Nashville, you wouldn't, because I'd be like, "What the fuck, man?" It's like, you just go home and work on your focus right then. If this fucking shit's so good, the testing was flawed, the assumptions were flawed, but also, I mean, just in general, Jim's more fucked up than a football bat.
So nobody knew. And if you want,
he's right. He's there. He's 100% correct.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, that was
It's a lot, huh?
It's an hour of my life I'm not going to get back.
Ah!
Fuck.
Craziness.
It's crazy how much of an effect that's had on, like, everyone's comments are the same, you know, like the effect that this has had on the audio industry and like people's reactions to it. And
oh, it's been huge. Yeah. But it's huge and it's galvanized the audio industry, I think, because it is so wrong. It's so misinformed on so many levels. I think that's where the big thing is, you know, because there's so much that, like, there's so much he actually gets right and whatever, but then there's so much bullshit in there that's just, that we've fought against forever anyway. Yeah. You know, and if you're trying to, like, people are like, why do you care? Why do you care? And it's like, well, I used to teach this shit. Yeah. I care.
It's our job to care.
And it's our job to care about what our artists, like, our artists come to us. Like, people go, oh, artists don't come to you for gear. And it's like, I have artists that come to me for gear, for what I have.
Yeah, they don't come to you specifically for the gear, but
they know there's good shit here.
Part of it. Yeah. Absolutely a big part of it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That was something.
Anyway.
I wonder what happens to this guy now. Like, is he doxxed from the internet or like?
No, I think he'll just continue on like everyone fucking does, you know? And then like, he just won't appear at like most of these YouTubers, they won't go to things like NAMM because they know they don't fucking belong there.
Fuck,
you know what I mean?
Killed at NAMM,
bro. Get him! If I saw him,
get lynch mobbed.
I'd be like, it's fucking Jim Lill, everyone! Fucking get him!
Throw 1073 at him.
Yeah! Take you to Focusrite's over there. Go hang out at Focusrite with 2i2, motherfucker. Wow, you don't belong in these halls.
Yeah, that was hectic, dude. That was, fuck. That was wild.
Yep.
So, like,
fuck. I mean,
what's the biggest takeaway for you from that? Like, for me, it's just don't fucking listen to everything that everyone says on the fucking internet, like us included. Like,
People can be wrong.
That's dangerous, man. Like, like to put out a video that's full of factual, quote unquote, factual information with the fucking graphs and the science and all that sort of thing. Like, there's parts where he kind of lost me, where I was just like, okay, I'm going to sleep because I don't care about slew rate.
Yeah, same. Like, even me, like, I know because I've dug into that and I'm like, this is boring. This gets so far away from what I need to even know about a Neve, right? Or about any pre, right? So I even hate the conversation of slew rate because it's like, oh, fuck. Like, how nerdy are we going to get about 100%. This dumb shit?
Yeah.
And then, like, all power to people, but I think he does it to make it look like he's being, like, it's a fucking magic trick.
It legitimizes,
literally,
you know, like, it's his way of...
It's the prestige, you know? It's like the setup. It's
I
all the
understand
setup.
Something you don't know.
And then at the end, what does he do? Buy my course.
Shill, fucking,
every time. Like, if someone is selling you something And like, don't get me wrong, like I do YouTube, I have to sell shit as well, but like, just don't have blinkers on, I guess.
Dude.
Like, be careful.
Yeah,
be careful who you trust.
Yeah.
If they talk in absolutes, like no one ever does this.
Yeah.
That's an alarm.
I mean,
bro.
we do it for fun. Like, I know I say some shit, but it's like, it's to be taken with a grain of salt. And we, half of our podcast is entertainment. It's fun.
Yeah. Like, yeah, but if someone asks you, oh, how do you feel about this? And he's looking for advice.
I'll try and give the most balanced answer.
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
Which that didn't feel like at all. It felt like, he went in, he had already decided that they weren't different and that
to me it feels like he was deliberately trying to prove they're the same.
That's what I mean.
Rather than prove that there's any difference. He's
Yeah.
not trying to prove that there's a difference. He's trying to prove they're the same.
Yeah.
So it's like that's why you chose that preamp. So yeah, it's one of those things. So be careful, people.
All right. Is that it? Are we just done with that one?
We're done.
Thanks for ruining my day.
I'm so sorry, bro.